Yes! Yes, Televipers! Do my bidding! Cut in on the slaughterhouse frequency! From now on, Cobra Convergence belongs to me! Cobra Commander! Attention, people of the world! I am the Supreme Commander of Cobra. You may bow if you wish. First Cobra Convergence, and then the world! Cobra!
Space Station, calling the slaughterhouse. Space Station, calling the slaughterhouse. This is Action Force Space Commander. I have blocked Cobra's incoming transmission. You shouldn't have any more interruptions from Cobra Commander. Triad Squadron. Our cruisers in Sector 14 need reinforcements. Prep for immediate dust-off.
Space Commander.
I've not used this before, so I'm just trying it out.
Come over, just like the old times. We'll hit pause and then hit a rewind. You wanna come over, just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Hey buddy, no strangers here. These times I hold them dear. My door's open, so come on in. This was great, let's do it again. Just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Do you wanna come over? Just like the old times, we'll hit pause and then hit rewind. You wanna come over? Just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly.
Cobra! Well, it was gonna be Cobra, and then Space Commander swooped in and saved the day, so it's full force! Thanks, Spacey. Much appreciated. Such a great guy. Taking time out of his busy schedule to make sure that Cobra Commander isn't interrupting our transmission. Hello, again.
Isn't it his job? Isn't his job to watch over us, make sure that Cobra or and Ironblood and the Red Shadows don't get out of hand?
It is his job. But I also like to think that it's just because we're buddies as well.
True.
Let's say hi to the chat real quick. We have Cutthroat Comics. Oh, Gazz.
Uh-oh.
I'm ready, and I'm still laughing at the photo of Gazz that you showed this morning, Zazel.
Oh, man.
That
Adam.
If I get enough votes, maybe we'll show it again. Maybe not.
Oh. It should be deleted immediately.
Deleted out of existence. And I ended the stream yesterday just holding it up to the camera. That's so funny.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's okay.
Woodman 29, evening everyone. How are you, buddy?
What's up, bud?
Stephen Hall, hello all. That's a great catchphrase. Stephen Hall, hello all.
Hello.
WJ coming in with a Cobra. The living encyclopedia himself, Pericles, Dragon Balls, or Dragon Ball Z, depending on how you want to pronounce it. We do it both ways over here.
Mm-hmm.
Morning, Space Cadet. Cindy is here. How are you, Cindy? Good to see you. We've got a Yo Joe from the Hilt. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Dale's here. Hello, everyone. Gazz and Zazzy. I'm going to zazz it up.
Zazzy Zazz.
You know what? One of the best sound effects from our childhood, and one of the awesomest people to jump into our chat is Zap. Zap.
Zap.
Zap. Yeah, it was good work from Space Commander. He did it again. Show it again. Show it again for sure, he reckons. Maybe.
No.
No, still no? Still a no. Jim Largo is here from Largo's Lair. How are you, good buddy? Which one of us froze just then? Was it me or you?
You. I think it was you, unless it was me.
Must be me. No, well, you know why I know it wasn't you? Because you are looking super. Jeff Butler is here. Yo, fellas.
Hey, Jeff.
Photo of Gazz. A
There's
photo
no-
of Gazz. you say.
There's no photo of Gazz. There's nothing. Nothing. It's a lie.
Photo of Gazz.
Fabricated. It's fabricated. Conspiracy
real.
theory. It's not
I
real.
thought it was on my phone. I could have another look.
Better not be on your phone.
Yesterday, it was yesterday for me. It was this morning for you. That was a wild ride of an episode. It went a little bit nuts. It was Oh Ring a Bell, Cobra Convergence, Oh Ring a Bell. And we're talking about who were we talking about?
Who were we talking about? I don't remember. I think I blocked it out.
That is really weird that I've forgotten which. Everything else that happened after talking about.
Are you serious? You forgot what
I can't remember who we were talking about. The only thing that stuck in my mind was having a laugh over that photo that, of course, Hydro Viper.
Wow.
Hydro Viper, of course. That escaped me purely because of that epic photo. Yeah, who knew Hydro Viper was so entertaining? Yeah. Kiwi's here with a Cobra. Yeah, so if you were lucky enough to catch yesterday's Hydro Viper O Ring a Bell episode with my mate Nate and I, Gaz and Adam popped in. Gaz is our special guest, and Adam just, I don't know, man. I think it was funny, but it wasn't Major Blood. Although I did have that set of sunglasses that could give me an eye patch if I wanted to. Thanks, Kiwi. Anyway, let's just say some things happened. We got a little bit. We get nuts. You want to get nuts? We got nuts. Didn't we just?
Yeah, we did. We got nuts.
Now it's been a week since we hung out on Shoot the Shh, and man, what a week! We've had some Cobra Convergence, epic Cobra Convergence videos pop up. One of which our buddy Hans Chow got to partake in, which was the International Backyard Battle. What's it called? Backyard Battle?
Backyard International Backyard.
International Backyard. Anyway, it's a epic movie length play motion where
almost
it's on
2 hours long.
2 hours. Yeah, it's on G.I. Joeberg's channel. So do check that one out. But man, it's so good watching everyone's different style of play motion. And if people don't know, and I'm sure you all do, if you're here, then you're probably very familiar with G.I. Joeberg. But play motion is when it's not quite stop motion, where stop motion you would very intricately pose your action figures to create a story. And there are loads of people that do that very well. I'm not one of them.
Don't cut yourself short. You're good. I'm
okay. I'm okay at the play motion stuff. Play motion. See, that's play motion. What you're doing right now, that's play motion. You're moving it on camera. And yeah, the G.I. Joeberg guys got a bunch of people together to each bring in a chapter of this epic long story. And watching everyone's different style of play motion, there he is. Hey, I thought Space Commander got rid of you. Get out of here.
Apparently not. He's just running all over here. He's making a mess.
Yeah,
He just try to hit ace.
Unbelievable.
What a guy, dude. Guy's crazy. No,
thanks.
If it was an appearance by the Cyclops with Sinbad.
How good was that?
What?
Now, I have questions about that. So did somebody sculpt that? Or was that something that you could get?
You'd have to ask your fellow Aussie guys, because I believe it was their cockpit, the cockpit crew who did it. Yeah, that did it, and it was freaking crazy cool.
It was cool, and I was not anticipating seeing the Cyclops. I would like to know if that's an official thing or if they, because either way, it was tremendous.
It was great. I couldn't believe it. And our buddy Hans just knocked it right out of the park.
And as always, that
guy's incredible. Talented beyond talent.
He did last year. He did like a fully action-packed scene. This time it was more of a like a dialogue heavy scene, but it was like so engaging. I'm not saying it's not action packed. I'm just saying you really get to see his acting chops, and he is very good, very good. Speaking of Cobra Commander and his helmet, we're going to talk about Cobra Commander today. We're going to go through the up until the 90s of Cobra Commander, and we're going to pick the worst while simultaneously picking the best. Now you're a big advocate for the chrome dome, and I'm pretty heavy on the hooded look, but we might we might be able to find a common ground where we both agree on one particular one. But before we move off topic, the Cobra Convergence link is in the description, where I hope I put it in there, where you can go and check out all the people that are doing part of Cobra Convergence. There are also lots of channels out there that I've found that are doing Cobra Convergence material and aren't officially part of that list. So check that list for the official playlist of channels, but also have a squiz around YouTube to find some new stuff.
I think that's a great opportunity for our little cutscene. Check it out.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate the support.
Check it out one time, won't you?
Do you know why, Gaz? Do you know why you should check out that full list of Cobra Convergence stuff?
Because it's cool stuff, and people work hard on that stuff.
And also,
because knowing is half the battle.
Space Commander.
I should have seen that coming.
We do love the clip, though, don't we? But people, you make a good point, Gaz. People did work hard on that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a Kiwi's channel. He actually repaired a Cobra Commander, and one of the I've never seen this before. Maybe this is common knowledge when it comes to repairs, right? But I've never seen this done before. I've seen paint pens. I've seen shoestring. Heck, I've even seen dental floss. But the one thing that I've never seen, as far as repairs go, and it blew my mind how well it worked, was the use of a glue stick. Now, you might ask, why was he using a glue stick? Well, you're going to have to check it out. Check it out one time, won't you, on Kiwi's custom and collection channel.
To repair the O-ring?
Yeah. Like, yes. Don't overthink it, though.
I'm just thinking, did he glue the O-ring back together and then put it back on?
With a glue stick? That would take some skill.
I'm going to have to watch this.
Guess who made this? I made this. How are you, my friend? Yeah, there's some great stuff out there. I found some new channels as well that I've subscribed to who are also just doing Cobra Convergence for fun. And it always takes me back to that year that Rob Vegas did a Cobra Convergence video for every day in July.
An animal. He's an animal.
Absolute beast. It's a beast.
Beast.
I'm trying to think who else was on that international backyard video. Anyway, it's all great stuff. Punk with Toys is here.
Hey,
how are you, buddy? Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, good.
A lot of people. It's amazing. Just the time. I mean, I can imagine how long it took Steve from Joburg to put that all, edit it all together. I think he did a lot of voiceovers in a lot of them as well. Guys,
a lot of talented voice cast on there. So you got the play motion stuff, you got the action figure stuff going on, but you got a great mix of voice cast as well, which is what keeps it engaging.
Mm-hmm.
From the hill,
level.
Oh, it just really elevates it. And when sometimes they add the official G.I. Joe music in it as well, which helps add to it.
Yeah.
But I think that they pick and choose which ones they use, because some of them you can use, and other ones they strike you down. They strike you down. So From the Hill is on the calendar for the 27th. They have a CC8 video coming out every day this month too. Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice. There you go.
There you go. I've checked out a couple of them. And yeah, hit that like button, fools. Crash is here. Team Delta in the house.
There he is.
Oh yeah, Rob Vegas. What a man. What a beast. But there is a lot
Speaking
Those are
of
what-
Team Delta, let me just show you this. Look what I received today.
Mhm.
My buddy Joe. Oh yeah.
Now that's a ninja.
Fresh from Joe Fest. Ooh.
Crimson.
Man, what a figure. Anyway, let's talk Cobra.
Cobra! Copyright issues are a pain in the butt. Sometimes, so this happened back when this channel was known as Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse. Oh, mate, if you need us to call in sick for you, let us know. That is something that we can do for you. If you want to call in sick, we're happy to be anyone you ask us to be.
Crash, we can do it.
We're ready.
We have the technology.
We are ready to believe you. So this channel used to be a pretty heavy Sergeant Slaughter fan channel, and there was never really an issue. There never used to be an issue of me uploading certain videos, right? But then last year, a lot of my videos almost instantaneously were then becoming not just copyright, right, but blocked entirely. And sometimes they were blocked worldwide. At ease, maggots. Sometimes they were blocked worldwide. Sometimes they were just blocked in certain regions.
Really?
And then, yeah, it became problematic, and I had to switch it up a little bit, which is sad. Like most of the worldwide blocks came from some WWE stuff. But then Hasbro started. Well, I don't know if Hasbro necessarily. Love you, Hasbro. But no, I'm not affiliated. But a lot of the Hasbro ones were starting to be blocked in the USA.
No, can't believe that.
It's crazy.
Well, we're still at our core
Sarge
fan.
True. The Sarge is still in our hearts. That's right. We're still best friends, me and the Sarge.
Still the core of this channel.
Exactly. I did start up a second Slaughterhouse channel, and there's only half a dozen videos on there that they will let me show. So they're still there, but yeah, it's just it was heartbreaking. But then I realized that Kelly has a very specific channel of her own that can help fill that gap.
Yes,
when she does her live streams with her dad. Oh yeah, From the Hill. That's what I was going to ask. What it was exactly. That was the issue. So music was okay, but pairing it up to G.I. Joe, the movie intro is what they didn't like. Yeah. So was it the intro did they block that in the USA? Because I had an alternate version of G.I. Joe the movie's intro, but I cut Sergeant Slaughter into it because he's the only cool Joe that isn't in the intro of G.I. Joe the movie. So I cut the Sarge into it and added a Yo Joe from the Sarge. And then they cut it from being able to see it in the USA.
Why?
Marauders did have the best tanks. And, interestingly, they were all reused from previous molds with some different attachments. All the missiles are the same. And they changed all the names of the vehicles except for the Armadillo, which is weird.
They put big rockets on the Armadillo, didn't they?
Yeah, but what would you call it? So you got the Equalizer, the Lynx, and that was like the Mobat and the Wolverine.
Oh, I mean, I just call it the Mega Armadillo.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool. All right, the Mega Armadillo.
I call it the Mega. That's just me.
Morning, everyone. Managed to come 2 days in a row. I hope you drank some water. Maybe I shouldn't go back to the workplace. Just pass my days watching YouTube Toy Street. Yeah, mate. But again, if you do want us to call in sick for you on any day, we're happy to do that. Yeah, the whole song. That sucks. Sorry, buddy.
The technology.
Rounding the corner, passing the finish line at number 1, G-Force Racing 20. Good evening, legends. Right back at you. If there was a Slaughter's Marauders Warthog, that would be badass. Because as much as the Marauders, and I've grown to love the color scheme of Slaughter's Marauders, right? It was a little bit, what is this at first? But now I kind of like it. In fact, I'd say I've grown to love it. But you cannot deny that the paint that they use on the vehicles is top-notch stuff.
It is.
The greens, the browns, it's all great. So if I could get a Warthog in that color, I've got the Night Rhino, which is pretty cool. So it's cool. It's pretty cool. It's pretty good and pretty cool. And that's a black version of the Warthog, the Night Rhino. But if they did one in Swords of Morris colors or a Triple T even, but you don't need it. But it's cool.
I just have the plain green one. And Sarge is in it, and he's the leader of the Marauders, so technically that would be the Marauders' vehicle of choice because that's Sarge's vehicle.
Whichever one he's in is the one of choice. Isn't it cool that Sarge got 2 specific vehicles that he was packed with, but also it's the one on top of the Equalizer if you look at the box. No action figures came with the Marauders' vehicles, which is a shame. It is what it is. But technically the only one that didn't come with a vehicle was the mail away one, right?
Well, the Marauders one didn't come with one. He came on a card.
Right, but he's on the box as being on the Equalizer, right? So if you wanted to, technically the Equalizer is the one that he would ride in. Or it could be anyone, doesn't matter. It's G.I. Joe. It doesn't really matter.
The Equalizer is the Mauler, right? Is the Mauler with that, what is it? Wolverine missile rack on it or something like that?
It's not the Wolverine missile rocket. It's no, but I think they created a whole new missile system for the top of the Equalizer and for the Lynx.
That wasn't motorized though, right?
No,
it wasn't motorized. No,
it was not, unfortunately, but that's okay. No batteries included, and no batteries are necessary.
Did it have the rubber tracks, or did it have fixed?
No, it had wheels underneath. I'm sure of it, like little tiny wheels under it.
All right.
So maybe not the Mauler. What was that one then?
Well, it was the Mauler base. It was the Mauler base with the new turret on top.
Yeah. Cool. Man of Action. They can't be trusted to run their own vehicles, and the Wolverine's got a big ass gun. True. Word. But the 2006 version of Sergeant Slaughter also did get a Warthog and a standard-looking armadillo, but it had Sergeant Slaughter stickers on the side of it. So, yeah, technically all O-ring ones are covered except for Sarge in the USA tank top. But maybe give him a ram cycle or something.
Ram cycle? I don't think you read a ram cycle. More like a Harley or chopper.
Even better. Even better. But they are all great vehicles.
It's like a motorcycle with like monster wheels on them. That's what he'd be riding.
Oh, give him Bigfoot.
Yeah, Bigfoot.
Give him Bigfoot. He went up against Bigfoot. Night Rhino should have been called the Night Hog, right? Yeah. Should have been. It still had the hog stickers on it.
Hey, we can call it the Night Hog if we want to.
That's right. And then I guess technically you do have a Night Force version of the Triple T.
Yeah.
So
there's another. Yep.
So give the Night Raider to the Triple T Sarge. No. Give the Night Raider to the USA Sarge. Sorry, the mail away.
Yeah, the first Sarge.
Yeah, now you're covered.
Got them all. He's got a vehicle for every day of the week.
Imagine taking Sergeant Slaughter's most iconic vehicle, the Triple T, and going, let's put it in Night Force and don't give us a Sarge to go with it. That's madness.
It's a travesty.
It is a travesty. They could have at least given us a Night Force Sarge to go with it. Let's rock it. Thanks, Cindy.
Well, I mean, technically, if you look at the first Sarge, he's in Night Force colors.
Yeah.
He's got black and green. Yeah.
I did my wrestling version of Sarge has the black tank top from version 2 and the legs from version 1, making them a full black wrestling outfit. So that works. That's pretty good. That'll do. That'll work. All right, so let's talk some Cobra Commander. What was the phrase? Cobra Commander.
It would be the mail away Cobra Commander. Would be this guy.
The straight arm. Straight arm.
Yeah, it would be straight arm version of this guy.
Yeah. But essentially, it's the same figure, but without swivel. Actually, I want is the arms. The arms would be sculpted a little bit different, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Other than
I don't have a straight arm, but I mean, his arms are pretty. I think they just put a swivel in there. That's all it is.
yeah, I'm just if memory serves me, the some of the Joes that ended up getting swivel arms had slightly different sculpts.
The only straight arms that I have are, I have a couple of Cobra Troopers. I have a Cobra Trooper and a and Rock and Roll. Those are the only straight arms that I have.
Thanks for tuning in for as long as you could from the hilt. Take it easy. Take it easy yourself, my friend. Mudbuster. Yeah, that would be a pretty good Sarge vehicle. That is pretty close.
There's a Mudbuster is a plane, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got the propeller on the back, right?
Yeah. That's a Mudbuster.
I reckon if you turn that around and had the propeller in the front, that would have made the Mudbuster a way better
I
plane.
like it in the back. I like that.
Okay, Gaz. I'm gonna clip that.
No, oh come on, man. I like the Mudbusters. I like the Mudbusters prop in the back. It looks kind of cool.
All right. Talk about a Mudbuster. Stop it. All right, stop it. All right, so Cobra Commander, the first version that came out, Chrome Dome, mail away. And in most cases, the mail away did. If you were going to order a mail away, in most cases, you would be able to later pick it up on card.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, straight arm flash, nice.
Really?
Very cool.
He's a cool guy. This guy's a cool looking figure. I mean,
He is.
and the detail on the back with the little gun holster.
So a regular backpack won't fit in there, will it?
I don't think so. Do I have one? I do have one.
But why would you need one? Why would you need one? It's
I
got
have
a
a
gun.
Viper. I have a Viper backpack.
All right, don't do any damage.
No, not really. It doesn't fit.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks for checking anyway.
He's not happy right now. He's looking at me evil. We need to
What do you
declare
think of this
war on me
comment?
today. You guys action figures. No.
So that was a mail away.
Yeah, and he had
So
a special, different Cobra symbol on the front. Everybody calls it Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander, and I don't see the Mickey Mouse in it. I know that like there's like two thingies on there that on the Cobra symbol, but it doesn't look like Mickey Mouse ears to me. But whatever, that's just me.
I like the look. I would go as far as to say hashtag Hydro Viper PJs.
It's not going to end.
So I would go as far as to say that is probably the most iconic look for Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
Though interestingly, I think that it's neck and neck with the hooded version. But what I love about that version with the helmet is that it still has the same. It's basically the same uniform as the other one with the hood, but it's a different shade of blue. But I love how regal it looks. Like you got the stripe down the leg.
Just down one leg. Just down one leg.
But we don't know how Cobra works. We don't know what that means. It's like it's gone half. I don't know what the stripes mean for Cobra. But
I'm just
I
looking at
I do like that shade of blue.
very nice.
The cool belt buckle. I like the side. It's almost like you remember John Wayne would wear those shirts that was like buckled on the side.
Yeah. They buckled all the way up to here. Yeah.
So kind of like that. Faceplate should have been vacuum metallized.
Silver.
It's silver enough.
Yeah.
But it's a great look. And so he was available as a mail away first, did come out on a card, which I think a lot of them did, except for the fridge and USA Sarge, right? I can't think of any other ones that didn't later get released.
Well, then didn't their version of Captain America? He was only a mail away, right?
Oh, Super Trooper.
Super Trooper. Right? He was only a mail away, right?
Well, there you go.
And Stardust.
There you go. Stardust. All right,
Yeah,
but on other than those occasions that you've just pointed out, they did come out later on a card. I wonder what the reason for not releasing someone like Super Trooper and Stardust.
Stardust has seen how he's very popular. I'm surprised they didn't release him.
Straight Armed Cobra Commander only came with the cardstock missile command. Oh, cool.
Oh. And was
Thanks,
was that one the Mickey Mouse one, or was that the mail away?
That's a good question. But you know what?
Because knowing is half the battle.
Space Commander.
Yeah, the Sears catalog. Sears catalog. That's right. They had some cool stuff. You know what? You know how easy cardboard stuff is? I'm going to show this off in greater detail when I do an incoming transmission. But Space Commander gave me this awesome Red Shadow shadow base, completely made of cardboard, and so many other options to use. I did do a video where Space Commander was showing off this one naturally. So much you could do. Mickey Mouse one was the earlier releases. There we are.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, it was just a limited release.
First run of Cobra Commander. Yeah. Interesting though.
I don't know why they would make that like exclusive to like that missile command set, or like a limited mail away release when he's like the leader of the bad guys. You would want him, right? You would want to make sure he's out there, but it's to build the hype, I guess.
It does build the hype, and also adds a little bit of mystery to the man, right? There was already a lot of mystery. You know what I loved about Cobra Commander originally was that he was mysterious, right? They don't say this guy's a mystery and then say why he's a mystery, right? They don't say
when you watch the first series. And Destro walks into the room and he's eating, and they don't show him. They show him from the back.
Yeah.
Like, what's the matter, Destro? Can't stomach this. Like,
yeah. So good. So there's nothing worse than kicking a mystery out from under you, right? Just saying there's this great mystery that nobody knows about, and this is what nobody knows about. It's like, okay, well, don't tell me, the audience, what people don't know, unless it's definitely integral to the story. But in all cases, that has not been the case, in my opinion. Okay, let's see this. So, yeah, Woodman saying that the Mickey Mouse one was the early releases with the Sears cardboard set. God, it's just too cool. The cardboard sets, good stuff. I had the cardboard cantina too, and that's why I'm almost in on that HasLab one. I can get it from a local supplier that do all of the sort of big HasLab things if you want to pre-order it, and I only have to put down like a deposit, which is danger, right? Because like I think it's many hundreds of dollars, but I think I only have to put down $100 deposit to just secure it. Yeah. So it's like, I could do it. There's so many other options that I can't.
If you could do it and you really want it.
So I used to only, because when I was still collecting Star Wars, like the Power of the Force stuff, I was a young dad, so I couldn't just go and grab any toy I wanted off the shelf, right? I had responsibilities.
Of course.
But if everything was paid, rent, bills, nappies, everything I needed to be paid for, right? And I had a little bit of extra money for a toy, I would try and pick up just the Cantina Aliens, which was great because that meant that I wasn't going to buy a toy every wave, right? Because they weren't coming out every wave. But I had a set thing was like, okay, that's what my collection is going to be. It's going to be the Cantina Aliens. And that could include Chewbacca, that could include Han Solo, not being an alien, although technically he's not from Earth, so alien. Luke Skywalker.
Technically, none of them are from Earth.
Right, exactly. So I could get Old Ben, I could get Luke Skywalker, I could get Han Solo. But you wouldn't just get any Han Solo, right? So I waited for the specific one where he had that the swivel on his leg, so he could put his leg over his knee. And yeah. So the one where he's sitting down in the cantina, that version of it, where Han shoots first.
No, is this set made for the their classics line, their 5PO figures, or is this made for in general like the other smaller set, or is that like this isn't like Black Series size, right?
No, this is 3 3/4, so you can put your GI Joes in it when it comes out. But yeah, I was picking up just the cantina ones, and then they brought out a cardboard version of the cantina, and I was like, oh man, I gotta have this. And the guy at the toy world that I went to, he had 2 on the shelf, and they were, I don't know why, but they were stacked behind him, as opposed to being on the toy shelf. They were stacked behind him, and I was like, oh, can I take a look? And I was looking at it, and I was like, yeah, man, I gotta have this. And I told him all about my collection and what I did. And he ended up just giving me the second one. He only had 2 on there, and he goes, "Yeah, just take it." I was like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, yeah, take it." So I ended up getting 2. I can't remember if it came with a figure. Yes, it did. It came with a stormtrooper, right? So because we were both looking at them, right? And my excitement must have been rubbing off on this guy. Because I was like, all right, it comes with a sand trooper, and then we're looking around the back and looking at the thing. And by the end of it, he's like, yeah, man, I bought that one. He goes, here, just take the second one. Have fun.
That's
I was like, cool. I've never been in that experience again where someone's been so cool just to give me something, other than on this channel where people gave me an opportunity to go to the USA. I mean, in a retail environment, I've never been in a situation in a retail environment where someone's gone, here, just have it. But anyway, so when I didn't know what I was going to do with 2, right? Mm-hmm. But then what I ended up doing was combining the 2 into one fully enclosed diorama, and that was, and then because I was doing Warhammer as a teenager, I also used some of those techniques to build a base where I'd put sand and glue on this base and just glue it down. And it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool diorama for a while.
That's super cool. The cantina. If you get the what is it? There's like an add-on to it to add on pieces to the opposite side, so you can actually enclose it. Correct. That's cool.
But I guess the only thing that would hold me back is the availability of those cantina aliens now to populate it. So it would have to be either these are the characters I have and that's it, or I'd have to start going and chasing more figures, going down that rabbit hole. And you can only expect that now the prices are going up because a lot of people are going to be doing that. Yep. So that's another thing. I need to either accept that I'm not going to have all the people for it, or I just put G.I. Joes in it and be happy with it.
Get some random, like, what is it? What is that, like Fisher Price Adventure People line? Get some randoms. You just make a shady looking bar, and then put Flint and Mutt and Cobra gear in there, and then Shipwreck sitting in the corner.
See, it basically sells itself. The Sky Striker was an almost for me. Did you get any of the HasLab stuff, Gaz? Did you get the Sky Striker?
No, I didn't sign up for the Sky Striker, although I wanted to. I did sign up for the HISS, but then I backed out because I'm like, where am I going to put this freaking thing? Where am I going to put this thing? Is massive. Where am I going to put it? I got my vehicle's right here. Majority of my stuff is right there. I got some stuff over there. It's crazy.
Yeah,
and then I backed out of Hasbro. Not Hasbro. I backed out of GI Joe Classifieds because the size is just too big for me to hang out, in here.
Right, and thanks again for securing me a Mad Marauders Sarge. But yeah, I pick and choose which ones I get now.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah, because they are pretty cool. They are well sculpted. I do love Crocmaster. I think Big Bowler would be a cool one to have, but
Big Bowler?
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool to have.
You don't have Big Bowler? I have Big Bowler.
Yeah, what's it like?
Classified?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send him to you. He's yours.
Not if it's your only one.
It's okay. You can have him.
That's how bad he is. That's how much he sucks.
No, he's freaking cool. He's cool.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I don't need him. I don't need it. Again, this is when I was collecting them, and now I'm not really collecting them, and I'm only picking and choosing the one I like, and even the ones I have out, I'm like looking at all the time and going, I don't need all these guys else. I can put some of these away. I mean, I have.
I'll send you something. I'll send you something in return.
I still have Storm Shadow in Rakondo, the vintage, the card back ones, the vintage card back ones.
Yeah.
I still have them on card back, and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to open them. I might just leave them like that.
Well, they do look pretty cool.
I'll send you. They look really good. I want those two, right? I want them, but I'm not sure if I'm going to open them. But I'll send you Big Boa. It's not a problem.
Well, I appreciate it. But I mean, who are you going to have your Sarge go up against when you've got Marauder's Sarge with his boxing gloves?
Who is he going to go against? You want to know?
Yeah.
You really want to know? You really want to know?
Please.
You really want to know?
I'm
Ready? Oh.
Perfect. All right, that works. That works. Yeah, them blowing up the Razor Crest was mad.
Hey,
that was such a great ship.
The ship is still great. Even if they blew it up, it's still a great ship. And it's not like
they blew up the Enterprise a few times, right? They still had an Enterprise.
Get another one eventually.
He's
not gonna be flying around that little pea-shooter starfighter for much longer. You can't put any bounties in there. So eventually he's gonna get a Razor Crest back again. Don't worry about it. It's still a cool ship.
It looks pretty cool. I'm not a fan of the 6-inch guys, but I'm really tempted after seeing him, and he's got his helmet off. We're talking about the Big Boa.
No, you can't take his helmet off. Oh no, I don't have Big Boa. I'm thinking of Crocmaster.
Oh, yeah.
But if I see Big Boa, I will pick him up for you.
Perfect. Thanks, buddy. But Crocmaster is I do have Crocmaster though, so don't send me your own Crocmaster. Yeah. I can't remember where I got him from, actually.
It's funny. I don't have a little Crocmaster though.
Mm.
I should go get one then because I do like that Crocmaster. It's cool.
Well, if we go to Joe Fest again, we'll be on the hunt for another Crocmaster.
Yeah.
Cutthroat Comics is collecting more Valorverse than Classifieds these days. So when you've got so many options out there,
it is a lot.
Because you've only got so much disposable income, right? You really have to lean in to what you love and sacrifice some of the stuff that you can probably live without.
What's catching my eye is that Monster Force line.
Yes.
That looks pretty cool.
Have you got a Ross near you?
No, I don't actually. I looked it up. It's like way, way far away from me. But I can find. I have a vintage shop. They usually have good supply of classifieds there. So, and if I ask them, hey, can you find me one of these? They probably will. So I'm not worried about it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's a
big
big.
I was gonna say, but thanks for the suggestion to go to Ross.
$14, bargain.
$14.
$14 dues. There it is, Fresh Monkey Fiction Monster Force.
Yeah, that one looks really good. They're the ones that got like the kind of, they look like the Red Shadow guys.
Yeah,
there's one guy, Crimson looking dude. Oh man, that looks great.
I've been a little bit more picky with the things that I buy, mostly because it can be tricky to get mail where I am. But also I want to, because I do the Slaughterhouse Wrestling Championship, right? Mm-hmm. I like to find figures that I can include in those storylines that I do. So Operation Recall has a really cool wrestling guy coming out.
Yeah.
Right, so that's going to be cool when that guy comes out. And we met the guy that designed that at Joe Fest last year.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
And so that'll be coming out on Operation Recall soon-ish. Then the ninja ones that are coming out, Hidden
Legend
Fortress.
Of the Hidden Forest. Legend of the Hidden Forest.
Right. So that lot, they have inspired by a cancelled Road Pig that was going to come out in Ninja Force.
Oh, that's great.
So I've pre-ordered that one through Big Bad Toy Store. So I've got that one coming into play because I know that I like Road Pig for a start, but I really feel like I could use that character as well in a plain motion later on down the track, whether it be another version of Road Pig or not, doesn't matter. It's just a really cool looking figure. But having said that, while I choke on my words, I don't have a lot of use for ninjas.
I don't like ninjas.
I like ninjas. Yes, don't get me wrong. I like ninjas. However, yeah, that guy from the core.
From the core.
From the core. I do like ninjas, but I don't have a lot of. If I'm gonna have to sacrifice stuff, right? I don't have a lot of use for ninjas right now. I think the only ninja I have is Snake Eyes, and he's more of a commando in my books, which you expertly voiced in that episode for me. Thanks.
I worked hard on that, man. I worked hard on that.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway, back to Cobra Commander.
Cobra.
V1 and V1.5, whether it be swivel or straight arm, I think it's still an A character, like A tier.
Yeah, this guy. I mean, he's a must-have for your collection. I mean, who else is gonna lead Cobra? Not that other dude with the Cobra, the snake motif thing going on. This guy right here.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Right, that's the guy.
But then they hit us with a second mail away with the hooded Cobra Commander. All right, so now it's a little bit more of gold and a darker blue. And he's got the red under the hood. Is that red also on the one you just showed, or not? No,
no, he is on his little
black
scarf thing. He's black.
Yeah.
And this one it's red.
So
and
I think
go ahead.
Both instantly recognizable as Cobra Commander, and both equally as iconic in my opinion. And I think that these are the only two that you really need, right? And I know we're gonna have a look at some others in a minute, but I think that one of them is perfect for battle, while the second one is more of the regal leadership role. And I think the hooded one is more for leadership, and the helmet is more for battle, right? And why Cobra Commander would need to be in battle at all, I don't know. But if he does, that's all you need. Just put a helmet on and run out, charge into battle. That's all you need.
I think personally myself, I mean, if I were to pick to choose between these two, I mean, I dig this guy more than this guy. But looking at him, if this one came out in this color,
yes,
I think I may be swayed because it's a good, you know.
I agree.
He just took his helmet off and put a hood on. That's it.
Yes, and I understand that they wanted to sort of mix it up a little bit and give you a different color palette, but I honestly do prefer the blue on the Chrome Dome over the hooded one.
Yeah, but I'm like, actually, no, because of the troopers themselves at the time, they were darker blue, right? They weren't
not as dark as
hooded Commander, but they were darker than this blue.
Yeah, closer to
yeah. But no, he's a good guy, and just I'm telling everybody, this isn't like a near perfect one by far. I touched it up with some gold stuff on there, so this isn't like.
It's interesting that they made the stripe gold, though.
Yeah, right.
That is
more regal. It's like more of a show, like when he's trying to impress people.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely showboaty.
Yeah.
But the idea to have like an executioner style hood, I think it's brilliant. Like I also liked the character of Grifter. Remember Grifter from Image Comics,
where he had
yes, but he had like the hair coming at the top. I thought that was such a cool look.
Yeah. It was more like he took a scarf and or handkerchief, scarf and just put it up to here. So it's a brilliant look.
But I'd have to talk to like Ron Rudat or any of the guys that were a part of G.I. Joe back in the day and find out the inspiration for two iconic looks for Cobra Commander, right? Because
they're both very iconic, yeah.
They're both brilliant, and if we only ever got one, or the other, we would have been happy with either. But to get two two iconic looks that are just equally, in my opinion, awesome. It's crazy. And how many other characters other than later on in the 90s they really mix it up? But
yeah,
times you were only getting like a repaint, right? Duke, Tiger Force, Flint, Tiger Force, Mutton Junkyard, Marauders.
That early in the line. I mean, this is like 82, 83, right? I mean,
but they went extra with this one and gave him a new head.
Yeah, like a complete new head. Because I can only think of two other figures that got like another figure, and that would be, well, actually, there's three, right? Because Grunt got a tan version. So did Clutch, and the one that came with the jetpack.
Well, Flash was recolored as Grand Slam.
The Grand Slam got recolored with no wait, was he
Grand Slam did come in red as well, but then they brought him out with the silver pads.
Yeah, so he's like technically the only one that really got I think a better repaint than the other guys did, where they just got tan, but he got like that silver paint. That one looks really good.
But they are essentially right, except for the resculpted waist piece. I think some of them got resculpted waist pieces, waist pieces, and some of them got resculpted arms. But Cobra Commander got a completely new design for the head, and it's so simple it works.
I mean, chat, let's just ask the chat, which one do you prefer? Do you like old Chrome Dome, or do you dig Ghost Head?
Yeah. Oh, so good. Brilliant. Both A-tier action figures, in my opinion. Both A-tier action figures.
A-tier. You must have.
And so because we've got those two, I feel like the next one down the line, which was the armored up version of Cobra Commander, I just think it's so unnecessary. Cobra hooded. One vote for the hooded Cobra Commander. Brilliant. Yeah, if I had to have one, I would pick the hooded Cobra Commander. It's so different to anything else that it's like a perfect villain. It's perfect villain stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
I go with the Chrome Dome. I think he's the guy. I mean, he's on the hiss tank. He's in the control room.
So I guess if the battle armor, right? I think that the head sculpt is like an interesting take on if you combined a helmet with a hood, is you get that helmet. I do like the sculpt of the Cobra pattern on the head. It comes with a hose, and we love those.
Yes, you do.
There's just something about the rest of it that doesn't quite scream Cobra Commander for me. Like if it was Cobra Commander's bodyguard, maybe.
And came with a cool gun too.
Oh, that is a cool gun.
So
but it doesn't fit on his back. No.
But here's the interesting thing about this guy, right? First of all, this was my first Cobra Commander. I never got the other two originally, but this was my first Cobra Commander, so that's why this one will always have a special place in my heart for, right? But one thing I never understood was like he has this blaster. This is his gun, right?
Yeah.
And he has a gun holster. The gun holster is empty. That's not going.
That's not going in there.
No, it's not.
What's the deal with the backpack, though?
Oh, for me, that was a jetpack. That's so you can make a quick escape.
All right, that's fair. Yeah. All right, that's cool.
But I mean, you think about this. This is the perfect suit for Cobra Commander. Okay, hear me out.
I'm hearing you.
Hooded Cobra Commander. This is his leisure time. This is off time. This is relaxing back at the Terradrome, watching cable TV, taking in some soccer, whatever. Okay?
Yeah.
When things start to hit the fan, or he's getting ready to implement one of his crazy schemes, he puts the helmet on. Right.
Yep.
Okay. Now he's probably not going to go into battle, even though I said he's probably going to sit on the back of the hiss with this thing. But he's probably not going into battle because that's just a regular jacket, man. He's not crazy. He's not going to go out like that, right? Because he's in a hiss, right? But there's no compartment in the hiss, so he can't go in the hiss. So he's hanging back with this suit, but he's commanding everybody. Now, when he realizes that his troops aren't getting the job done, Major Blood isn't pulling his weight.
Right.
He's got to get in. He's got to go in, and he's got to mix
Lazy
it up.
Australians.
He puts this bad boy on, and he runs into battle, and he's on the back of the hiss. He's in the turret, or he's flying. He's in the turret in the Rattler, or he's in the back seat, or even piloting a Raven. This is the dude. And then like I said, when the poop hits the fan, activates his jetpack, and he's out, and he's screaming retreat.
Dang it! You make a good argument, Gaz.
But, and also check this out, which the other ones don't have any. I mean, he's got these little medallions and stuff on his lapel, right?
Right.
He's got these little gold medallions and stuff, but it doesn't indicate anything like spirit. On this, it's like he has like ribbons on his chest, right? Cobra, yeah. So he's got some sort of like, yo, I'm the boss. Listen to me. And then in Joburg, I don't know if anybody catch Joburg, the Renegades episode. When he donned this on, he had like super strength because it's like a power suit.
Yes.
So there's that. So if you want to put that in there, so ain't
Number one Joe fan 84 is in the house. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Joe fan, ain't no once a man. This is what happens to Cobra Commander after Cobra Lie. He like decides, screw it, no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm putting a battle armor and kick some ass.
All right, fine. I will say that there is call for a battle armor Cobra Commander. Fair enough. You've sold it on me, especially the added bonus of a potential rocket pack on the back. Yeah, all right, that's fair.
I mean, what else would it be, right? Look at it.
What does it say on the card? Hey, Toy Domination in the house. Howdy. Well, I say howdy.
I don't have the card readily available.
I can look it up on 3D Joe's.
But I'm not sure if at this point they were saying what that stuff is like they used to do in the 90s.
True. I'll look it up anyway. 3D Joe's Cobra Commander version 3. See if it does say what it is. Probably doesn't, but that's okay. Because you know what trumps explanation?
What was that?
Imagination. Yeah,
that's right.
All the time. But just out of life support backpack.
Is that what it is?
Well, according to 3D Joe's, in the beginning it says life support backpack. But on the card itself, it just says Cobra Commander with battle armor. I know it was Fred for a while too, right?
Yeah, in the comic books, it became Fred 7. He was like the fake Cobra Commander.
You want me to read out the file card?
Sure.
So it says Cobra Commander likes to be up front in the thick of the action with the Vipers, the Eels, and sieges and confront. What the fuck are the sieges? Confront the G.I. Joe team.
The Crimson Guard.
Look at that great pose. To protect their leader in the heat of battle, the best technical minds of Destro's armament factory created a special suit of body armor that combines flexible, bulletproof polymer fabrics with beryllium steel plate components. The entire suit is air-conditioned. Nice.
Of course.
Solvent-resistant.
Of course.
Ray-shielded.
Mm-hmm.
And the helmet is fitted with an integral commo system, internal readouts for environmental quality, and miniaturized computer display. So he's like Iron Man. But it doesn't necessarily say that it's a life support backpack or anything. But the quote at the bottom is, "At least we don't have to worry about Cobra outfitting whole units with these suits. Each one costs about as much as a jet fighter. The plate parts can withstand a direct hit from the heavy machine gun, and the flexible parts will stop anything up to a .357 Magnum. We suspect that the helmet has an anti-tamper device with a direct hookup to a half pound of plastic explosives."
What?
So, yeah. And there are two versions of the neck ball joint where they're fleshy underneath or black underneath. I wonder which one.
Should I open them up to find out?
Only there was a way to find out.
Let's find out.
But it doesn't say, other than now, I believe 3D Joe's when they say that this is a life support backpack, but it doesn't say anywhere on there that it is. But considering that he has access to some of the best minds from G.I. Joe, I gotta only believe that that is true.
I believe it's a jetpack. It's always been a jetpack to me. Sorry, 3D Joe's. It's a jetpack.
It's a jetpack for us. Yeah, it was Fred in disguise.
There's a screw. What do we
Oh,
got?
just by
Which one is the rare one? Is it the black one or the flesh?
That's a good question. I don't know. I've gotten out of that website. Which one have you got?
So let's just say the flesh one is the actual Cobra Commander, and the
Sure.
black one will be Fred 7,
That makes sense.
right? So do I have Battle Armor Cobra Commander or do I have Fred 7?
Ooh, did we savage
Which one
for
is
us?
Which one is it?
Ooh, I say Cobra Commander.
Dun, 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 dun.
Doo-doo-doo. Yes,
Yes, I got Cobra Commander.
perfect. Yeah, in the Deep cartoon, he was wearing this outfit.
Yeah, and he turned that wannabe Cobra leader into a friggin' iguana. I hope they had him for lunch.
I wish Cobra Commander would have gotten payback on Destro, Mindbender, and the rest of the traders. Well, I mean, he literally turned Serpentor into
An iguana.
iguana. Destro, Destro is pretty safe, right? But because he needs Destro. He needs Destro.
Yes, he does.
But Mindbender, I don't think you ever see Dr. Mindbender again.
I don't think so. On the Deke?
I don't know if he's in the big episodes. I don't think he is.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have been in the purple outfit because that was before that, right?
Which one?
The purple outfit, like the version 2 outfit, was the purple one, right? He wouldn't have been in that because that came out in the 90s.
Yeah, Dr. Mindbender, as far as I'm aware, was not in any other episodes. You got to see Major Blood again.
He retired. You don't see
Yeah,
Scrap Iron again. You don't see Scrap Iron after Arise, Serpentor Arise. That guy made a bunch.
Yeah, how cool is that? He's like makes his money and leaves. What I like about so Dr. Mindbender is a zombie now. What I like about Scrap Iron in particular, when I was a kid, I used to play a game of Where Do I Know This Voice From? And so sometimes you'd hear G.I. Joe and Transformers in the voices, like Prowl was Duke, right? Same guy.
Yep.
Interestingly, Optimus Prime was Nemesis Enforcer. So
Peter Cullen?
yeah, and he was the Predator as well, the voice of the Predator. Did you know that?
He was the voice of the Predator?
Peter Cullen.
I watched this movie. It's like a cheesy 80s musical movie. What was it called? Like Punks from Outer Space or something like that.
Okay.
Right? It's this really bad musical.
Are there any good ones?
There's some good musicals, right? But this one was about like this alien punk rock. They call it. I think it was punks, but they weren't singing punk. It was more like new wave music. Anyways, They come down. They're like a band from like aliens. These aliens that are banned and they look human. They come down in this town that's basically engulfed in this like band playoff thing. And well, anyways, make the story short. The robot. They have this little robot, like the aliens, and it's voiced by Peter Cullen.
That's cool.
I'll find the name of it and I'll send you the thing for it. Oh my god, it's hilarious.
Plus, Peter Cullen does the intro for Voltron.
Yes, he does.
That's so cool.
Peter Cullen.
We'll only see Dr. Mindbender in season 2 of G.I. Joe Sunbow, I think. But we all know, and you know what they say?
Because knowing is half the battle.
Space Commando.
So let's talk about what happened to Mindbender.
So when you think about, here's the thing, right? Dr. Mindbender, it was later said in G.I. Joe the movie that the idea for Serpentor was implanted in his mind by Cobra La, right?
Yeah.
Which meant that Cobra La were inside his head.
Yeah.
So I would say that once Cobra La was like that whole thing was blown up, maybe it sent him into like he was brain dead, comatose.
I got a more sinister idea.
That's what I think.
Idea. My idea is well, yeah, it makes sense, right? Because if they were in his head and they were controlling him, and maybe they like infected him with some sort of like larvae or something from Cobra La.
Yeah. In the ear, like in Star Trek.
Yeah, like in Star Trek. And then once Cobra La or what's his name, Globulus was killed, it just blew up and it released poisons in his head, like you can't remove it. It's a good idea. Yeah.
That would be cool.
I have a little more sinister thing.
We like that around these parts.
Right. So when Cobra Commander gets back in charge in the Deke series, and he turned Serpentor into an iguana. What did he do to Mindbender? He made Mindbender eat Serpentor.
No.
Wow. And then when he was done, he turned him into an iguana.
Yeah, and then ate him.
And then he fed him to his group, his hierarchy. What do you think about that?
That is more sinister, but I'm not sure.
I like your idea better though.
I'm not saying I don't like the idea of him being like literally being that payback, right? I like that payback. It's a lot more satisfying than him just going brain dead, right? But he got mind bended, right?
Yep.
But I guess if it was going to go down the sinister route, and I would say instead of being forced to eat the iguana, I reckon his sole purpose was to where he had to look after Serpentor, right? So because I don't know what they do with Serpentor after that, right? I think they keep him, but they take them back to the Terradrome, and his sole purpose in life is to live in this tiny cell with his creation, and that's it. Or even better, they use that DNA stuff that created Serpentor to begin with, and mixed both of them together into one mutant man.
Or after Cobra La failed, he made his escape, decided to hang up his Cobra boots, and went back to dentistry.
I don't think you could create a living creature and then just go back to being a dentist, though. You just can't. Maybe. I'm trying to think who was in the cartoon, but I was going to say maybe he turned into Crystal Ball, but he wasn't in the cartoon either. So maybe he teamed up with Dr. Arkeville from Transformers, and I don't know. They went on their own adventures.
I think it's kind of funny, right? With Mindbender, it's like, how do you go from being a dentist to a mad scientist?
You get mind-bended,
right?
Little earworms.
It's weird, right? Like he's a dentist, or he's a dentist, and then next thing you know, he's like a crazy, super mad scientist who creates the bat, right? Because he created the bats, right? That was his thing, right?
Was it? No, that was Scrap Iron.
Was it Scrap? I thought it was him.
Mindbender didn't come.
In the Sunbow cartoon, he created the bats, right? That was his claim to fame in the Sunbow cartoon. I like the idea of Cobra having a mad scientist. They have to have one, right? They need one because they need a mad scientist. They need guys like Destro to create this like weird weaponry. They need Mindbender to create like these hybrid. Because if you look at like a lot of the later Cobras, the pilots, the Hydro Vipers, all them guys, they're always like genetically enhanced, right? To deal in their environment, right? The guy who flies the stiletto, the Cobra stiletto, what is it? The Stellar Stiletto. whatever the name is, whatever the name is. You know, their bodies are enhanced to handle those G forces, right? And I think it's the Condor, right? The Condor pilot as well. And
Right,
that's crazy. You need a mad scientist, dude, to come up with that BS.
So maybe he keeps him around, but he keeps him really under wraps now.
I would just imagine. So he'd be like really under guard. Yeah.
So as far as Scrap Iron is concerned, though,
he's got that headband on.
yeah, that's the fight giants. As far as Scrap Iron is concerned, so I used to play a game called Whose Voice Matches with Whose, right? And Scrap Iron was always reminded me of the Smurfs.
He sounds like is it Jokey?
I think possibly Jokey Smurf. But he definitely has the most Smurf sound out of everyone else. And I know a lot of them did Smurfs as well, but he has more of a Smurf sounding sound to him. But I love that he just makes bank and then bounces.
That's like one of my favorite things from that episode is if you notice like he's getting paid by Cobra Commander, he's getting paid by Destro and Mindbender, he's getting paid by Cobra Commander. I mean, yeah, it's all Cobra loot, but it's all gold because they only give gold.
It's almost mine. Yeah, put your boy to bed.
But he just makes bank. He just makes bank and he's gone. I wonder what he did after that. Scrap Iron. He probably went into the Scrap Iron business, right?
With a name like Scrap Iron, and Joe Fan 84 say goodnight from us. But as far as Scrap Iron is concerned, like he had, even though he did create or build the BATs, he did come with that huge rocket system, right?
It's great.
So, like, he has other options, right? He can build stuff, but he can also blow shit up.
Yeah.
So because we never see Scrap Iron without the helmet, I think later on you do it.
Classified version, you can take the helmet off, and he's got a half burnt face, which I think the sculpt is amazing. And like, you look at the vintage figure, and you look at that one, and you go, all right, that's what he looks like under that mask. I'm good with that because why not? I mean, it's gonna happen.
I think Scrap Iron switched sides to G.I. Joe and became sci-fi. That's what I think.
Sci-fi.
Prove me wrong, internet. He made bank. The government were like, okay, we can't just let you slide, but you could create some cool stuff.
There's a flaw in that.
Sci-fi
does not sound like Jokey Smurf.
Okay, there are some flaws. Okay. Yeah. You got Scrap Iron got recycled. Scrap Iron sounds like the kind of name you could have if you were a Dreadnought too, right?
It's a great name. You think about that.
That's a great Dreadnought name. Scrap Iron.
Yeah, look at even though like, I mean, he plays it smart. He doesn't get into the thick of it, but he can handle himself.
Is he in the intro for G.I. Joe the movie with all the other Cobras? Because you only see Major Blood at the beginning of G.I. Joe the movie. You never see him throughout the rest of the movie. It would be interesting to know.
I'm thinking. I don't recall seeing him in the beginning of that intro and that battle. But then again, I mean, I don't know if he would be, if like his equipment would be there because he's got to set up that rocket launcher kit, right? Because it's on a stand, so he'd have to run in and set it up. So yeah, he'd be, if he was in that, he'd either be in a tank. Or,
maybe he became Metalhead.
No, please no.
The voice is off anyway.
Metalhead is such a cool looking character, but when I watched him in the Geek episode, it just killed me. I was like, he's so in it so much, and he keeps saying that, and he's got like hysterical laughter bit going on. I'm like, no, this guy's terrible. But it's such a great looking kid. It's so hard not to like him, but I don't like him because of that bang bang crap.
Yeah, Yeah, that's the worst part of him in the cartoon. But the actual action figure himself is pretty good. Kind of looks a little.
But after he shot out his misses, kind of like Fast Straw, he's pointless, he's useless, right?
Well, yeah, but then so's Bazooka, if you're going by that.
Well, Bazooka's carrying some rounds, and I think he has a pistol, right?
Yeah, but what about Scrap Iron when he runs out? Bang, bang! Like, it's all true. It's all, you're not wrong, but I mean, it's the same for anyone that has a rocket firing system. Once you run out, you've got backup, right? You don't bring Bazooka in if you don't have backup. You've got.
He's got his buddy Alpine with him.
Yeah, he did end up being a goofball.
Speaking of goof, go ahead.
No, you go.
I'm just saying, like, not that I don't like the pairing, but the pairing of Bazooka and Alpine is just odd to me, right?
It's
and
so left field.
Yeah, it's like a mountaineer and a guy wearing a Patriots jersey with a bazooka. They don't. It's like, where do they go together? You know, it'd be like Grunt and Bazooka, right? Or Footloose with Bazooka.
Anyone with Bazooka would be weird.
Well, it wouldn't be weird.
So where do we go after Cobra Commander in this battle armor? Have we got another figure or?
So that's version 3. I go with version 4. I don't have any of the 90s figures. The only one that I have is like the recent O-ring release from Hasbro, but we can look it up because we have the technology.
Well, I downloaded a picture of it from 3D Joe's to show on my phone.
Let's do it.
So the next one is this guy.
Yeah, I don't like that version.
So it comes with a foam launcher.
That's kind of cool. The foam launcher's cool. That gun is cool.
I think it's foam. I could be wrong, but I think it's like maybe foam tipped.
I mean, the overall look is all right. There's only one issue with it. I'm giving him a second.
What's that?
There he is. I said the only one issue with it is that face mask.
Yeah.
That glass, because you can see his face. I don't like that. It's supposed
and when you peel it off, it looks so weird.
Yeah.
There you go, Sarge and Bazooka. Then that's a team up. Those two together would be a powerhouse.
Oh yeah.
How are you, Michael? Thanks for dropping it, buddy.
Hey, Mike.
That's true too. Buddy cop shows. They did have like the what do they call it, like Ernie and Bert thing, where it's like opposites.
Yeah. But God, I don't like that version of him because of the red face plate. I don't like that.
Well, I'll tell you why I like it, the faceplate thing, is because it's almost like a natural progression from being able to see his eyes through the hood and having the face plate of the first one. So this is like a compromise thing where it's like, we're going to have a full face shield, but you will still be able to see his eyes through it. Taking it off, I don't know why they sculpted a face at all. But oops.
Is it a face or does he have like a mask over his mouth?
No, I'll go to the web. I'll show you because on 3D Joe's they got a picture of it with it removed. I'll show you. What are we on? Version 4?
Yeah, version 4. Because I mean that's quite a reveal because we go from seeing his eyes like here, right, to seeing his eyes here, which I think you see a lot less of his eyes in this one. Right, and then you go to like a full face reveal.
So I've got the image. But Michael makes a good point here. He goes, "Hey guys, never understood why that Cobra Commander's faceplate was glued on. The whole reason I bought him as a kid was to finally see his face, and I reckon that was intentional, right? They were like, you can see his face, but you can't reveal his face, right? So they glue it in there, and maybe it's probably for the best that they did. So I'll show you this. 3D Joe's provide these images. Do check them out." But
yeah, that looks like Grunt.
Look at those eyebrows.
Oh, it looks like Zod from Man of Steel.
Yes. I'm glad you said that. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Wow.
I do like the snake helmet. It's almost as if he's gone a mix of Serpentor with the gold snake helmet, but also
that's what was left of Serpentor.
Hold the fort for a second. I've got to take a call.
Yep. Oh, hail Cobra Commander, the great snake lives forever. Yeah, this. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you dig the armored Cobra Commander? Do you like version 4 overall? Because I'm not gonna be able to talk because I don't have the stream up. Let me pull the stream up. Oh, I just asked everybody if they dug the Cobra Commander version 4
over the rest.
Oh yeah, if anybody if the chat liked it, I just wanted them to know. Let me turn that down. There's Hans.
Yeah. So it's not exactly the best look when you peel it off, and maybe they thought, yeah, that's not that great. But bringing up that image of the full suit again, I got to say, I do like that it's a little bit inspired by his first suit and his second suit.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like the blue and the gold, so you got a mix of both the hooded Cobra Commander and the faceplate Cobra Commander. I do like that. I prefer that helmet over the battle armor look. And even though when you peel it off, he does look like Zod.
Yeah. But was
and how are you, buddy?
Hey, Hans. His eyes look too big to me, though. They're like really too big. I mean,
when you take it off, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if that was intentional, so that you could still see the features behind the plastic.
Oh yeah, because look at the way they have the yeah. All right, so there it is. Right, look, it's got like that V shape going down, so it's kind of like
look at that love heart looking dome of his.
It's a heart. He's saying, "Hey guys, I love you, man. I'm sorry for all the stuff that I did in the past.
Cobra.
Yeah, come join Cobra. We're all full of happiness." No,
but come on, that's pretty menacing. But at least they aren't Hydra Viper's sad eyebrows.
Yeah. Well, now that I look at it like this way, it kind of looks cool because I thought it was all completely transparent, and it's really not because the lower half you can't see nothing, right? You can't see anything, but you can make out the nose and the eyes, and that's probably why it's so big.
The snake in the front, it's just so good.
Cool.
It's a way better helmet. Any comment on the Hydra Viper's sad eyebrows, guys?
Man, that's just what makes that figure look terrible. Just take that mask off and it looks horrible. It looks horrible. Leave the mask on. Glue it on. Glue it on. Leave it glued on. It's
just leave it glued. Butt face. Is my camera? Remember last one we were doing, I was freezing quite a bit. Am I still freezing?
Yeah. When you put your phone up to it, it freezes.
Does it?
Yeah.
Wonder how it knows. There were two little posts in the plate that inserted into the holes in the helmet, glued in. You had to break the post to get the plate off. I used plasticine to stick it back on after. Yeah, how disappointed were you? How disappointed?
Oh man, I can imagine that.
The Interrogator is such a great figure.
What a cool looking figure that is. When I saw him in the store, I was like, "Who's this guy?" And he's like, "Let me look it up. Oh, it's the Interrogator." The Interrogator? What? Give me that figure.
Pretty damn cool.
Wasn't Mindbender supposed to be the Interrogator? That figure was supposed to be the Mindbender, right? The Interrogator. He was supposed to come out. Mindbender. I think that's how it was. Like, because I remember hearing something about Mindbender was supposed to be called the Interrogator.
Oh, they repurposed the name. Yeah, but I don't think they're the same character. Like different backstories for sure.
Never understood why Mindbender didn't have a shirt on.
Yeah, that is weird. They do fix that up in later versions, but who are we going with next after? Have we settled? At risk of freezing again, here is our version 4.
That's a cool gun. I like that gun. It's kind of like the Sunbow submachine gun they have.
Yeah,
I like that. I might have to get this guy. He kind of looks cool now. I
put this guy over battle armor.
No, come on.
I just like it more. I think maybe I'm sorry, but I do. I'm not even sorry. I don't know why I said sorry. I'm not sorry. I like it more.
Are we just covering the vintage Cobra Commanders, or are we going with all Cobra Commanders? Because I think there's like a whole mess of them.
No, I'm not going into the modern era. No, I'm going to stop as far as.
There is one that I want to mention. We're gonna give a special mention to, and that's the. I think it's the Hans can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's the Retaliation Cobra Commander. And he's from. He has a great helmet and a nice regal look. He's got like a long jacket.
Yeah,
the one from, it kind of looks like the one from Resolute, or is it the Resolute Cobra Commander? That's it, the Resolute Cobra Commander. That's a great looking figure, and I wish they did that in Oni because he looks great. It's the one that Hans used in his play motion.
That's
a perfect.
When they started, Resolute. When they started adding the Cobra symbol to the front of the hood of Cobra Commander, it's like that looks way cooler. Overlord in his original blue colors would have been an amazing Cobra Commander figure. Yeah, I love Overlord, and they had Sergeant Slaughter and Overlord had a great rivalry in the commercials. There's like 2 or 3 commercials where they were just going at each other, and they were simultaneously introducing new Joes that you could go and buy. As far as Overlord is concerned, he did have kind of a Dr. Mindbender look to him. He did have a monocle.
Maybe that's what happened to Mindbender.
JoeFan84 has been reading the history of your country on Google with his son. Very interesting. Which country? If it's Australia, don't look up the Emu War. It's very embarrassing. We lost the Emu War. We lost the Emu War twice.
What? Did they make a movie?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to read into this.
I refuse, on the grounds of patriotism, to look it up.
So here, let me pose you a question. Okay.
Yo.
Let me pose you a question.
Hit me with it.
Now, with version 4, we see his face. Now we know why he wears a hood or a mask, right? So instead of that figure's face, right, the version 4 face under this mask, imagine if it's Cesspool's face.
Yes. Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on board.
I like that as Cobra Commander. I look at Cesspool as he could be Cobra Commander. I could be Cobra Commander.
Yeah,
you know
I agree. That would have been cool if that was the true face of Cobra Commander. I think he was looking up Trinidad and Tobago, that country, which is an interesting country. But Hans is 100% in the novel. He's a great writer, great voice artist, great artist entirely,
and a super cool buddy.
And one of the best dudes ever. Nice idea. It is a great idea, Gaz, because that is one of the best sculpted faces with one of the most ridiculous looking helmets. Completely unnecessary. So I'm going to, as far as Cobra Commander is concerned, they could have reused Cesspool for an unmasked Snake Eyes. Even better. So you know what's interesting is there's a lot of G.I. Joe characters that they made like a version 2, 3, 4, or whatever, right? Where they could have literally just been different characters, right? They didn't have to be Grunt version 2, right? They didn't have to be. It could have just been any character, right? But then there are some characters that look like they could have been, but weren't a version of a different character from before. So this is the first Cobra Commander that I ever got, and we're looking at this guy.
Oh, he looks well. That's a smack right out of the Deke series right there. That's what he looked like. The big eye holes.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
that was the first. So the first Cobra Commander I ever got was this version of Hooded Cobra Commander, and he is in that lighter blue, which is cool. Yep. He's got the red down the stripes again. I like him.
That's a good looking figure.
Oh, it's so good. So good that they did it twice with the next one, which is the final one that I have on my list. So we'll do a double feature. So it came in black and silver, and now all of a sudden it's like,
I'm digging that one.
Now I'm okay with the blue is cool, but back in black.
Yeah. And look
And
at
it
that
took a lot
pose.
to get this style, but that is that.
I'm putting
Those
that
are-
on my. I'm putting that one on my shop list. I need to get that one.
That's not a disappointing set of eyebrows right there.
No,
That
it
is the
isn't.
leader of Cobra.
He's like, look at that pose. He's like, yep, I'm kicking butt with this massive rifle.
Yeah, look at that gun. Look at that pose. Look at that regalness of it.
That's a great looking figure. I like that.
Hell yeah, it is.
And it's a short hood too, right? It's a short hood. It's not as long as the first one.
Yeah, I wonder why, mate. I guess it's better for posability. Back in black. The old black version would make for a great terror figure from the Tick cartoon. Oh, I missed the Tick. Has anyone been watching or have watched the live action version of the Tick?
Yeah.
I haven't dabbled in it yet, and I know it's been out for a long time now. But I'm thinking about it.
There's two live action versions. You mean the newer one that was like on Amazon? Here anyway. I don't know about there.
Yeah, we got it on Prime.
That was a good series.
I will check it out.
I wish they kept it going.
Like he's excited for Gazz. He's like, "Ooh, Gazz, that's the guys I was talking about. That's the Cobra Commander that rivals Battle Armor Cobra Commander." I can't do a very good Gazz. Not Gazz. I can't do a very good Hans Chow impression. That's the CC that rivals Battle Armor Cobra Commander.
That's a good one right there.
That's as close as I can get with it. Hey, Zazel. Would you guys be interested in seeing Australian mail away for Cobra Commander hooded pamphlets? Yes. Yes, please. Yes, please. Absolutely.
Oh, heck yeah.
The Lilith is another great source of local Australian releases and dates and stuff like that. A lot of the stuff that I found out that I didn't know before, which is half the battle is knowing, I got from the Lilith. So,
and knowing is.
Ooh.
Because knowing is half the battle.
Space Commando.
He always keeps his hat down real low. Too low.
Next time we're on a stream together, we all got to wear hats like that and
All
sit
the way
like
down.
that.
Yeah.
And sit to the side so that you can see.
Because knowing is half the battle. Full force. Maybe he doesn't have the top half of his head.
That's interesting.
You don't
Maybe
know.
he is maybe just a giant size version of that 5 POA figure.
You remove the hat and it's just like a peg.
It looks like a classified when you're able to move the hair like Shipwreck.
All right, so we got. Have you ever seen who's I'm trying to remember which head. If you ever see Sergeant Slaughter without the campaign cover on, it's like a square peg. It's so weird. There's another one that came off that.
When you take it off, like the mail away and stuff.
All right, here we go.
That's okay. It doesn't need to
pictures
come off.
Pictures have come in.
Oh,
Here we go. These are pretty cool. Capture the hooded Cobra Commander. Special mission. That's cool.
That's sweet.
There's the order form. I never did get any of the Australian mailaways, mostly because we lived in the outback for a while.
Yeah.
And it was pretty hard to get. Oh, that's cool. Capture the hooded Commander.
I like how they did that. It made you feel like you were actually, going after it almost felt like real when you read these old messages. Like what was that on when we're I forget where it was. I saw it. They actually sent out a letter apologizing for Hasbro sent out a letter apologizing for a mail away. For I think it was.
That was for Major Blood.
For Major Blood, and they apologized. And they made it seem like, they made it seem like if the kid read it, that it was a real thing going on. Like it was a real thing. Like they weren't regarding it as a toy.
It's a letter from Duke.
Yeah,
letter from Duke. Yeah,
I'd have been like screaming my head off. I got a letter from Duke.
So I'll read out this portion of it because I think it's pretty cool.
All right.
Capture the hooded Cobra Commander. Hawk rested his lean frame against the rough armor of the recon craft. The chaos and confusion of the last few weeks now behind him, he felt calm, confident. He glanced at his watch. 30 seconds, Cobra Commander, and your days of tyranny are over. The still smoking rubble of the chemical plant obscured his vision. He paused. The Joe team tensed. Practiced, professional, they were ready for action. Hawk stabbed a gloved finger at the red ignition button. The turbine screamed as the craft catapulted forward. Come on, Cobra Commander, make my day. Bam! So cool. And I like that they've added the Cobra symbol to the hood there too.
Yeah, it does look good. I think this would have benefited with that little decal on his forehead.
I don't know who that is, but for a moment I thought that it was no.
Yeah, it's Stalker, just not painted right.
That's crazy. For when it was out,
no, yeah, it is Stalker.
It's pretty cool. That's the Manta.
Because that looks like yeah, that looks like somebody like just drew over the Manta picture with Stalker before, and then they just didn't color it in properly. That's what it looks like.
Look at the company that handled it. It wasn't Hasbro. All right, I'll see if I can find that part. But I thought that was Quinn at first. I was like, is that Quinn? Is that Quinn?
It's cool though. I kind of want that figure now.
Who handled? You could also mail away in New Zealand, so Phil would have been also able to mail away this stuff. Milton Bradley, payable to Milton Bradley.
Milton Bradley.
It's like send a check or money order. My dad worked at a bank. I reckon he could have wrangled all of that.
Yeah.
You get the parachute pack. You get this guy. Oh, hang on. And Cobra Commander.
Ooh.
This is some cool stuff. Thanks for showing that off first.
Thank you, Lita.
Yeah, mucho apreciado. And they also have Cobra Commander. That's so cool.
The man himself.
The Great Snake rules forever. And my boss just sent me a picture. He goes, thought this might help with your moist Viper. He just sent me a picture of this Viper EVAP Plus. That's hilarious. Thanks, Shane.
That's awesome.
What a cool guy. I keep telling people he's cool, but no one believes me. Gaz, you reminded me of when I was little riding in the back of our van at night. The car lights would cast a shadow, and I'd make my figure walk back and forwards like that. I'd make a sinister laugh. Oh, no, sorry. I'd make my sister laugh. Either way.
When you were reading that whole thing about Cobra Commander and the figure, I was going like this.
That's cool. All right, I'll have to go back and watch
that. Upside down and all that stuff, and all, yeah.
Brilliant. See, you don't need me for this show. You got this. At least you figured out what to do with your hands now.
Yeah, I know, right? I was all fidgety.
Hans always wanted all those mail-aways, but it didn't work in Trinidad and Tobago. I had to settle with staring at those awesome little pamphlets. Yeah, but that was part of the fun too. You know how many adventures you can have with cardboard cutouts, pamphlets, and other bits of paper material?
So I didn't, when I was a kid, you know, we didn't have a lot of money, so like usually when I got stuff like this, it was either through my allowance, which I'd have to save up, or birthdays or you know, Christmas or whatever. So, but what I did have is I had a ton of Legos. So I always get Legos from my grandmother from Germany. So I have this, like, you know, I'd build the set and play with it for a little bit, and then I just destroy it and build my own stuff.
Yeah,
so when I saw stuff, when I would get a G.I. Joe, and I look at the little magazine it came with, and I'm like, ooh, look at this thing, oh, look at this. And I go, ooh, I can build that with Legos. So I'd have like, I try to build all these vehicles with my Legos and try to fit my Joes in there.
Remember when Lego used to have on the box itself, like you'd have the main build in the front of the box. On the back of the box would show you like just random things that you could do with it. And
Yeah,
they don't do that anymore. Now it's just, it is what it is, unless it's a 3-in-1 set.
Yeah, they got those 3-in-1 sets that you're able to do that with. But they don't show you, like back then they didn't show you how to build those. So you got to try to figure it out yourself. You're like, oh,
yeah.
how to do this.
We used to build all sorts of cool stuff. We used to build Transformers out of it, and we were particularly good at making cassette tapes that could transform out of Lego.
So I'm a big Robotech fan. So I would build at least what I thought was like little Veritex. They didn't look anything like them. And then I would pretend to transform, and I just use a Lego guy as the robot.
Hey, have you got any of the Robotech O-ring figures?
No, I don't. All I have for Robotech is a reaction. I have a Roy Falker. There. That's the only figure. That's the only Robotech figure I have. Because I have his Veritech, and then I have this Battleoid Veritech fighter, but he can't transform. It's just the solid of his there.
My brother's got a bunch of those O-rings. I didn't even know that they existed. And some of them were pretty cool. I didn't know until I was an adult that the A-Team had O-ring figures.
Actually, my friend had them.
I don't know if they came out here or not, but I definitely didn't. I don't have any memory of them at all. And I was a big Mr. T fan. I had to wear an eye patch as a kid, so like Major Blood. But I had to, because I had a lazy eye. The rest of me caught up. But because I had a lazy eye, I had to wear an eye patch, and I hated it. I hated it because you cover up the good eye to try and strengthen the bad one, so everything was always blurry.
Yep.
And when I went to the optometrist, I was wearing a Mr. T T-shirt, and the way that they were able to apply this patch to my noggin was by also putting one on Mr. T on my shirt. And I was like, all right, if Mr. T is going to wear one, I'm going to wear one.
That's awesome. I remember I had an A-Team shirt. I had Face. It was a long sleeve shirt. It said A-Team down the side and Face Man on the front. I love that shirt so much. I don't
even think I saw the larger scale A-Team figures either. Mind you, I will preface this by saying that I spent a large portion of my childhood in the Outback. So that's probably part of the reason. But even when living in the cities, I never really saw any of that stuff. G.I. Joe was everywhere, though.
Yeah. Once I got into G.I. Joe, like everything else was just like, it's not G.I. Joe. You know what I mean? I had a couple of Transformers. You know, the only other two toys that I had more of than G.I. Joes were Legos and Matchbox cars. This is what I had more of.
Loved Matchbox. Loved it. Joe Fan was born on his sister's 7th birthday. That's being born on someone else's birthday. Like, it's bad for the birthday girl because now they've got to share a day, right? Yeah. But I guess it's is it a bonus to be born? Let us know. Like, how did that impact, if it did at all, the birthdays in your household? Maybe it was all great. Maybe it was all perfect. But they were born on the sister's 7th birthday, and when they got into Joe's, they had 12-inch Joe that would constantly be taken for the use of Barbies, which is it should make them do inappropriate things. Oh no!
No.
My brother had New Kids on the Block dolls, and that was inappropriate enough. That was inappropriate enough. He also had a MC Hammer doll.
Yeah, my sister had those. I was like, I said, G.I. Joe's was me.
Have you ever seen the Macros Frontier?
Frontier. Is that the one that's about Roy Falker? If I haven't seen that. I've been looking to watch it.
I never got enough of the mailaways. I always regret not going full out on them, especially when I had 200 or 300 of those damn points just sitting in the desk of the house. You've either got 2 or you've got 300. What do you mean 200 or 300? But yeah, I had a bunch of those too. And but because we weren't mailing away for anything, I never really spent them on anything. But you couldn't. Sorry, go ahead. I can't hear you. Yeah, you got. I've got no volume. There you are.
I muted myself. When did I do that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The letter says, always glad I could share information with these two beautiful people. Thanks for doing a great show. Oh, that's all right. I don't know if it's a great show. It's definitely a show. I don't know if it's a great show. What about the core, though? We had core. Loved the core.
Never had any core as a kid.
I loved it.
I never saw them in the stores. That's weird.
So I as a kid, I did prefer G.I. Joe because you had the cartoon, the comics, and whatever, right? But that didn't mean that the core in our play was any less than G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
I just preferred G.I. Joe because it had like more of a rich history to it. And I really enjoyed not Micro Machines, although I did really like Micro Machines.
Yeah,
I loved Machine Man, which you guys had as GoBots. They were called the Machine Men here, but you guys had GoBots. I loved GoBots too, as well as Transformers. But yeah, we had so many core figures because you could get more bang for your buck with the core.
Yeah, they came in packs, right?
Yeah. We got them in 3-packs. So they were like the card was super long. So you get 3 of those. It's like, hell yeah, I will. Particularly if it, because I would be pretty picky when it came to G.I. Joe. I wasn't just getting any Joe, right? I was getting ones that looked cool. Like I think Chuckles was the first one I bought with my own money. All right, I'd had Joes before that. I distinctly remember getting Leatherhead, Leatherneck, rather. Leatherhead. I do also remember getting Leatherhead, but I got Leatherneck and other Joes as gifts. But Chuckles, I looked at on the pegs and was like, I got to have that. That is cool, and still is.
It was, yeah. I did. I was the same way. I would only buy the ones that I thought were cool. I didn't want to get every one of them, or there was obviously some that. So I'd go down there. I'd go down, and the weird thing is like I would just head right to the. I'd have my pocket money. I'd go right. I'd ride my bike down to the. We had Child World was the closest toy store to us.
Right.
Like I don't even know where there was a Toys R Us around, and I would go there, and I would just make a beeline right to the Joe aisle, and it was literally just the Joe aisle. It was just from start to finish. It was entire aisle of G.I. Joe, and then the other side I think were like bikes. So there was nothing there that said. So I just make a beeline right to that, and I wouldn't look at anything else. So that's probably why I never found the core, because they were never in that aisle.
I think for us, the core were in my stores. They were at the register.
Mm-hmm.
So we could just pick them up at the register, whereas G.I. Joe did have its own like full shelving, right? Jeff had a Ziploc bag full of them and never used them for mail orders. Well, you never know. Like you never know when it's going to end, right? And you know, it's just before you know it, it's done. But yeah, they were good enough, and I really liked them. They had some Aussies in the mix, which were great. For the core, they had some Aussies. They had a great mix of people that looked like Dreadnoks and Ninjas and all of the cool stuff. So they were hitting points that, as a Joe fan, you could remember from those sort of things that you're into. Yeah, that's a great looking ninja.
It is. He's got this cool design on his leg.
Yeah, they are cool. But yeah, we would get them. Like if we just had like a little bit of money left over, right? If we had a little bit of money, what are we going to spend it on? You could save it, and we'd be like, nah, let's spend it. So we'd buy a core. So instead of coming home with 3 Joes, we'd come back with like 9 core figures. Now that's an instant army.
Yeah.
And if I recall correctly, they were like maybe $3 for 3. Maybe less. But G.I. Joe's were more.
It's gonna show my age here, but when I was buying G.I. Joe action figures, they were like under $2.
Well, that's what I mean. Like maybe they were less than that even.
We would go down. Literally, we would go down. There'd just be a couple. Me and a couple of my friends. We know how much money we had. Like $10 or $20, right? And this is like a couple of weeks of saving up, right? And we sit there and we would look at how much they are, and we just do all the math. We're like, all right, I can get this many Joes. And then when we grab the Joes off the shelf and we walk down, I swear to God, I would not take my eyes off the Joes. I would walk to the register, put them up, just look at them, hand the person the money, and walk out.
Yeah. Oh, man, those were great days.
And then when you got a vehicle, forget about it. Holy, nothing else existed. Nothing else.
You'd be
existed.
quiet for the rest of the day. Your parents would never see you again. You were full tank mode. I think the only vehicle that I ever got as a kid that my dad hated was when we got the pizza thrower from Ninja Turtles. So it could throw. I think it could also throw manhole covers. But as far as I know, it was just pizzas. But yeah, it made so much sound. His dad was like, "I can't deal with this." So they were called. The core were called Gung Ho event originally.
I look at the core figures like on eBay and stuff, and I'm wishing I had those as a kid because I want to get them all. They're all such great figures.
They are so good, and the problem is that they would lose their thumbs first out of all the Joes that I had. Yeah. So Joe Fan 84 saying that stateside. It was $2.99 for a 3-pack and $3.99 for one Joe. And here in Australia, cores started at $1.99, and by '88 the core went up to $3.99. But kangaroo dollars or dollary doos are worth the same as American buckaroos? Nope, not even close. There was a time back in 2000 and maybe 2010. Where we were almost dollar for dollar, and I just bought up so much stuff from eBay, like a lot of 25th anniversary Joes. I was like, man, the dollar is so good right now, and postage was pretty good. I bought up so many Joes, like I was getting packages in every single day almost. Such a great time. And now I think 50 cents maybe will get you a buckaroo from a dollary dude.
Really?
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
I'm sorry.
Now that's a Christmas. You got a giant tank that came with 20 figures. Hell yeah!
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And buckaroos. Yeah, we don't need batteries. I'll tell you what, those batteries didn't last. I think it was the big D batteries too. Yep. And it was like, nah, see ya, get out of here with those. Fling them like tiddlywinks.
When I got, we used to have a small supply of D batteries. I think it's D batteries. These are C batteries. There's C batteries. Because for flashlights, right? Mm-hmm. And when I got the Mauler, right, I went through those batteries like they were candy. And got mad. It's like, where's all the batteries?
If it was a double A or a triple A, you better make sure that you hide those TV remotes because they were out of it. Yep. When before you had to get up and click it yourself.
Yep.
So did we come up with a definitive worst of the worst for Cobra Commander and a best of the best for Cobra Commander?
Worst of the worst.
In their own right, they're all pretty bloody good.
Yeah, I can't say there's a bad one in the bunch, really. I mean,
even the one with the clear face, even though the face behind it was a bit rough, I do feel that with the mask on, it does have a menacing presence to it. So
especially now that I see it up close, because I remember looking at it and I'm like, you can see his entire face, but you can only see like this part of his face, and it's still kind of.
One more. I've forgotten one. I've forgotten one.
Oh, this might be the one.
You're right. I forgot one.
There's a space one.
Correct. This one also had a removable helmet. I'm going to go straight to 3D Joe's for this one. What version was it?
It's got to be before the ones that you like, the two hooded ones, the light blue one and the black one, right?
Yeah, here we are, version 7. Removable helmet. I did forget one.
Oh, this one has the half face mask, right?
Right.
All right.
So there it is with the helmet removed, one raised eyebrow.
That's not Cobra Commander.
Like it could have been anyone.
Yeah, that doesn't look like Cobra Commander. This could be any random. That could be a Joe. you know,
For Pete's sake.
for Pete's sake, thank you. That doesn't look like Cobra Commander.
There's nothing on there that really screams Cobra Commander to me, and it's only got that
Where's
one
the
tag.
Is that a Cobra emblem?
Yeah, I'm not picking it up too well, but that's the only piece on there that looks like. I guess maybe the mouth kind of looks a bit like fangs, but
Is that you said 7, right? Cobra Commander version 7?
I believe so. Yes, Star Brigade. Look at this. Look at this dingus. Take me seriously. Respect me.
Commander version. Sorry, I want to get a good look at this guy.
Yep. I will say the card art's okay.
Yeah,
Cobra Stream.
I would say that's a let's give our opinion on him. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this to me is not Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
Looking
It's
at
definitely the worst of the lot. I will give you that. Space Snake combat suit. I like the pattern. Like I like the idea that they've tried to give him a snake pattern, but the helmet is where they if they should have gone full snake.
Yeah.
Because it's not quite a chrome dome. Like the it looks a bit better on the picture. Like it got a bit more of a faceplate happening there. But as it stands,
all right. To be honest with you, okay, I'm looking at this.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And okay, so it's a spacesuit. That doesn't look like a Cobra head. It looks like an alien. It looks like an alien, a xenomorph.
Well, here's the thing, right? I mean, a snake head is pretty much the thing that Serpentor would have done.
Yeah.
Not necessarily Cobra Commander. However, if they had made just the change of chrome the center,
And instead of yellow, yeah.
yeah, chrome the yellow, and that would have gone a long way to making this look more like Cobra Commander. Chrome that yellow, and maybe make the head blue. But
I mean, the blue and the arm is like in the image in the drawing of him, it's like metal plating on his arms, right? And it's a short sleeve like suit, and I like the suit portion, and the boots look cool. Even the gun is all right. The helmet, again, doesn't look like a Cobra to me. It looks more like a xenomorph because of the whole back of it. It points out in the back, so it looks like that. So to me, and because we are the top when it comes to the top about deciding whether this is Cobra Commander or not.
Yeah, we are the go-to.
Yeah, this is we're the go-to guys in here right now. We're calling that right now. I'm saying right now that is not Cobra Commander. That is a Cobra Space Trooper dude.
It looks like I mean, if they call that a Space Viper, I'd believe it.
Yeah, Space Viper. That's what he is. A Space Viper.
But even then, it's not. Yeah. Do you want me to read out the file card for you?
Sure, go ahead.
Maybe this will give him some points. All right. Don't hold your breath, though. Supreme Commander, don't forget to do your play motion. Supreme Commander of the Cobra Legions, Cobra Commander is the ultimate enemy of G.I. Joe. Although no one knows his true identity, it is common knowledge that he is the most diabolical villain imaginable. Because he has failed so far in his plans to take over the Earth, thanks, of course, to the courage, skills, and firepower of G.I. Joe. Yo, Joe! Cobra Commander is heading into space to set up battle stations on the moon and strengthen his troops. G.I. Joe's Star Brigade must stop him before he gains power or risk destruction of Earth, space, and the entire human race. How can you destroy space? Be that as it may, or actually, sorry, be that as it July, because we're no longer in May. That's still not enough.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh!
Get it! That's the newest one, right? The newest O-ring.
This is the re-release Hasbro with the Duke 2-pack.
Yeah, that's so cool.
This right here is my favorite Cobra Commander figure right now because It's got the I like the white stripe on the top. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the red stripe down the pants, but
did he have the red stripe in the cartoon though? I don't think he did.
I don't think he did. But I like that. I like the touch of white on there and stuff. It looks really good.
Hey Nate, glad you caught us at the end. We're about to wrap things up once we figure out which was the worst. I think we found it. They did not leave the best till last.
Well, unfortunately, if we're gonna say that's Cobra Commander, that is the worst one out of the lot. The rest of them are all pretty equal to me. I think they're all great.
Yeah. All right. We almost had a clean sweep of perfect run of figures. That last one was a stinker. It was a stinker.
But if we call him a Space Viper.
Oh, much better as a Space Viper. Yes. I think. Well, Lilith disagrees and says that it's pretty damn good. But the removable helmet doesn't give you. It just gives you. It looks like a regular Cobra Trooper, right? With the face thing. So even then, it doesn't really add anything to it. Would it have? And I say yes, it would have. But don't let that sway you. Would it have been cooler if you took the helmet off and it was the blue face with all the eyes on it, or even the snake face that he later had,
or something like Cesspool?
Yeah, even better, something like that. Even, but if it had a different mangled face, or at least the semblance of it, because it just looks like a regular dude.
I agree. I mean, the colors on it look good. The helmet is good, but it doesn't look like a Cobra to me.
Mail away hooded Cobra Commander was the best versus Space Commander. Oh no, we love Space Commander.
Not Space Commander.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Space Cobra Commander? That's different. He is an astronaut. That's what is cool. Yeah, I actually do like that they send him into space. I'm all for having that era of Joe where they go into space, because what else can you do? Naturally speaking, you have to go bigger. You've gone global. What's next? Send him up. I'm all for that.
I'm just saying, in my headcanon, Cobra has a base on the moon, and that's what Cobra Commander is all the time.
I like it. He's not wearing that outfit though. I guess if I do think Chrome would have gone a long way to fixing that helmet. Not entirely fixing it. Like, it's not great, but imagine the Sergeant's face. That would be cool. Chrome that helmet to make it look a little bit more like Cobra Commander, or give him a completely different helmet, and make the face either the Cobra La looking head or something like Cesspool, and then you got something.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look for that Cobra Commander, and I'm gonna customize him.
Yes.
I'm gonna chrome him out, and I'm gonna change his head out.
Perfect. All right.
That's gonna be a project I'll have in the future. In a future show, we're gonna debut him.
So we will come back again next week for another Cobra Convergence episode of Shoot the Shit. So don't forget to tune into that. Check the links in the description. Gazz's Instagram should be there, as well as all the Cobra Convergence videos that have happened and are gonna happen. I think Adams is supposed to have been earlier, but it's coming later down the track now. So go check out the full list and make sure that you're.
Check it out.
I got a thing for this. Thanks for your support, Gaz.
Check it out one time, won't you?
Do check it out. Thanks to everyone that has tuned in. Some people are looking forward to that custom that you're going to come up with.
We're going to make them cool.
Yeah, let's do it. If anyone knows cool, Gaz, it's you. But with that...
buddy.
What's that?
You too, buddy.
Thanks, you too. You're one of the best, Gaz. That's why we love you. With that, we're going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here, kids. And we'll be back next week. Where's my outro song? Love this one. All right, well, thanks for everyone for tuning in. Cobra! And
bye, everybody.
Full force.
You.
Hey man, no strangers here. These times I hold them dear. Doors open, so come on in. Yeah, that was great. Let's do it again.
Because knowing is half the battle.
Space Commander.